Welcome to the HR Empowerment Podcast, where we will uncover strategies and new insights from HR professionals who discuss up-to-date regulations, best practices, and the most pressing topics like diversity and equity, leadership, dealing with difficult situations, and much more that affect your bottom line and business. Thanks for joining us.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Wendy Sellers, the HR lady. We are here in episode 3 of 5 in the series about HR technology, and we are going to be reviewing another myth right now that HR technology is too costly for small businesses. So welcome back, Trisha Shields, CHRO of Navient. Hello.
Hello. Thanks, Wendy.
So what are your thoughts on the fact that people, small businesses, first of all, most businesses in the United States are small businesses. I know all this stuff in the news and everything is these giant businesses, but they're a very, very, very small part in the big picture of our economy. And not just in the United States, in the world, really. So when I hear small businesses say that, no, I can't afford HR technology, I'm doing everything by paper, all I think is compliance risk. You're going to screw something up. You're going to not dot that I, cross that T, pay that overtime, whatever it might be. And it's not worth, to me and to my clients, it's not worth the risk of not having the HR technology. But with that said, I'll hand it over to you to talk about that very myth right there.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's oftentimes when we talk about HR technology, we are talking about technologies that, might be for larger organizations, but there are so many technologies available across the board and so many partners. And I always call them partners versus vendors. And this will be important as we continue the conversation as far as how you're approaching technology. But there's so many partners and technology solutions that are geared specifically for small businesses. So I think it's getting within a community of small business HR tech to understand what those are, because they're being created specifically for, like you said, that really large market of small businesses. I do think there are some organizations, and we see this from time to time, that are embracing a technology that's bigger than what their need is. And then there is a cost associated with that. So really understand the partner that you're working with and the technology solution. What is their organizational size that this product has been created for? And oftentimes, like even in the work that we do at Navient with automation technologies, we're having those ongoing conversations with what size is your organization, or what size does an organization need to be at for these automation technologies really to make sense, because it's not a 3-person office. And so are there other technologies that you could potentially use within that organization size that would give you some of those similar benefits that you're looking to get?
Statistics reveal that small businesses often face challenges in adopting human resource technology, predominantly due to cost constraints. According to a survey by Gartner, approximately 35% of small businesses cite cost as the primary barrier to implementing HR tech solutions. And additionally, research by Paychecks indicates 47% of small business owners find HR software costs to be too high for their budgets. These figures do highlight the financial hurdles that small businesses encounter. Back to you.
Yeah, I want to jump in, though, based on those stats and go back to what Trisha was just saying, is that's what they're saying the issue is, but they probably don't have an expert involved to really tell them, no, you don't need half that stuff that company is trying to sell you.
Good point.
You put on the proposal, yeah, that sounds cool. Cool and the absolute need are two different things. And so I do find, again, I'm an HR consultant, but most of my clients that I'm doing HR consulting for are small businesses. They may never have HR. So I'm trying to set them up and, make sure that they're the owner or some managers, at least, know enough about HR to keep them out of court and out of the news. But I can tell you that many of them have called me and say, hey, we want this system. And I would just do a cursory look at the proposal. I'm like, you don't need all this. I know your company. You do not need all this. You can use this free thing over here, or you could use, a $20 a month Adobe plan to get some of the stuff that you're looking for. So again, Trisha, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I guess two things come to mind is I do think that there are a lot of organizations that are even utilizing technologies that they're not fully utilizing, that there's probably features and opportunities within those technologies that they're not aware of. So leaning into and understanding what they're currently using and what the capabilities of those technologies are, I think there's probably some additional opportunity that organizations are not taking. The other piece I would say is I think that organizations, historically at least, have been a little bit more apprehensive about investing heavily in the HR space as it relates to technology. They're finding ways for those, to put those investments towards their core line of business applications, whatever is helping to run them operationally. But using your partners that are looking to sell you these technologies to help you understand what is the true ROI that you would get from implementing these technologies. And they have that information. They've got those use cases that it may seem very costly, but are there costs that you're already incurring in the ways that you're doing things that you're not even realizing? So those,
hence your need, like you were talking before, about the processes and learning a little bit more about not just how you're currently working, but maybe taking advantage of a process improvement through the utilization of the software in a new way. Just like what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. We see that we work with customers and other, technology companies do this as well, but they'll do a discovery of what your current processes are and how would it look with the new technology. So let them walk you through that process. And I'm sure there are things that will come up from a time spent perspective that will be very surprising to HR leaders.
Thank you for that. Thanks, everybody, for listening to episode 3 of our 5-part series on HR technology and the myths that go along with them. In our next episode, we're going to cover another myth about HR technology complicates compliance. And on a side note, do you love JC's radio voice? Did you know that he's an experienced event MC? If you need an MC for your event, reach out by visiting jimconnors.net. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining the HR Empowerment Podcast, brought to you by Aurora Training Advantage. We hope you've gained new insight and strategies to navigate the HR profession. We look forward to you joining us again on the HR Empowerment Podcast.